Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thursday for those of you in other parts of the world. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining me as always. I see some of our friends chatted in earlier. KP, thank you for coming through. Hey, Phoenix Benjamin, good to see you. Today, we have quite an interesting session because we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest in the world of AI music, as we always do. Over the past number of days, I've been a little bit more introspective about how we need to be helping the movement, right? Helping the AI movement and having discussions, coming together, sharing ideas. So I'm curious to know what your ideas are about the world of AI music. Some people love it, some people hate it. I know those folks who I've seen on here, I know they love it, but not everybody does. So do me a favor and put some comments in the chat. Those of you who are subscribers, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, jump in, and let's begin our discussion about what has happened this week. Let me know. How are you folks feeling? FGAR1776, thank you for coming through. Oh, Fidel. Hey, Fidel, guy. I saw you. I saw you. You're trying to sneak in on me. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you were able to pick up that piece of equipment. Yes, very nice. All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about the world of AI music once again because some of you, like Phoenix Benjamin, is pushing it. KP's pushing it. I don't know if Fidel's been pushing it. I don't know if you've been pushing it yet, but hopefully we can get you into the fold and get you to begin experimenting because I know you're already like a musician. So it would be nice to see what you and your band do with these ideas. But not everyone has warmed up to the idea of artificial intelligence music. Some people are still very resistant. And believe it or not, a lot of people are very embracing of AI. And we're going to talk about some of those folks tonight. In fact, it might shock you that a lot of prominent musicians have started embracing artificial intelligence, right? Let's go into a few articles I'll show you very quickly on the screen. The first one who comes up here is Dallas Austin. And if you don't know who he is, just Google him and you'll find out that he was behind a number of very impressive artists. That's all I'm going to say. But if you know Boys to Men, you know what he did on their first album. But let's move on and talk about his view. It says, in just a few years, artificial intelligence has grown from an experimental idea to a powerful tool creating music that listeners might not even know is generated from prompts. And then it goes on to talk about Zania Monet, first known AI artist, such and such. But as we keep moving down the list, it gets to Dallas Austin and it says he's a Georgia Grammy Award winning songwriter and producer, best known for working with musical groups like TLC, Boyz II Men, and other artists like Gwen Stefani and Monica. If you've been around for at least 20, 30 years, you definitely know that name. And it says he believes that the presence of AI in the music industry is here to stay and that those working in the music industry should do their best to embrace it or face getting left behind. This is coming from a Grammy Award winning producer. Okay? That's why I find it very comedic when people dig their feet in and saying, I don't care who you are. I'm not going to listen to you again if you're supporting AI music. How dare you? And they get all self righteous about AI. And it's okay to not want to use AI, but to demonize people for warming up to the idea of AI is just immature. It's wrong. It's like saying, you're watching TV, you're not my friend. it's it's technology. It's technology. We don't need to get all emotional about it, but some people getting really emotional. One of the things you got to understand with AI artists is that it's going to coexist with real artists. It's not going to take them away, Austin said, just like everything else. This is just another industrial revolution, not AI artists, but AI music, AI film, AI actors, AI clothing, and so on and so forth. We got to see these things as technology tools, right? Austin believes AI won't have the ability to eliminate real artists because people desire human connection. For example, fans often follow their favorite artists on social media, and a fan meet and greet or concert isn't quite the same when the artist is AI. Isn't that what we've been saying for the longest time? I know, Phoenix Benjamin, you're an artist. You're into the world of like some sort of fine art with tattoos and all that, but you're also into the world of hardcore rock, right? And you're a brilliant singer. So I'm curious to know, what are people around you saying? Put it in the chat. Let's know what people around you are saying. KP is an excellent musician as well, excellent pianist. Fidel is also a musician. So I'm curious, do you folks really think that AI can replace that human to human connection? I don't think so. And let's not talk about Jermaine Dupri, because as I said in a previous episode, he might have a restricted view of what is required to get great AI prompts and what is required to get great AI music, because it's not just typing text, as we're about to discover. Okay, so that was the first artist and producer that I wanted to hit on today. But let's talk about this guy. You might have seen him on my introduction to this thing, right? This guy, Jordan Rudess. And it says there's been a lot of fear and naysaying when it comes to the impact of AI on the music industry, while others, such as Nuno Betancourt, firmly held their ground in the belief that artificial intelligence can never replace the genuine human soul. For Jordan Rudess, it's more nuanced than that. Known for his great interest and profound knowledge of all things tech, the Dream Theater keyboard wizard, oh my goodness, if you haven't heard this guy play, you need to hear him play. You need to listen to, he is, when we call him a wizard, remarkable musician, technologist, keyboardist, pianist. He's been working in tandem with the Moises AI platform, which is a technology that can turn standard audio files into separate tracks. You've also seen him on Udio. Udio. When last did we talk about those folks? They're almost forgotten news. But anyway, jokes apart, Rudess explained following the release of his new solo single Embers, which was made in collaboration with the platform. The musician tells fellow prog rock legend David Townsend in a new interview that if he didn't believe AI had any actual merit for humans and the music itself, he simply wouldn't bother with it. That is two awesome world class musicians that are stating AI doesn't have to replace, AI can be an accompaniment, but don't take it lightly. Don't look down on it and say it's just garbage. You know, the term AI slop has become the flavor of the day and it's fun to use. But when you boil it down, not everyone creates slop. There's some AI phenomenal pieces, both art and music, that I've seen. Not everything created by AI is slop. Even without AI, haven't you heard human slop? Let's leave AI by the wayside for a second and let's talk about human slop. Come on now, you've heard some songs that they shouldn't have even seen the light of day. Let's be honest. But no one's talking about that. It's always looking at AI. It's garbage in, garbage out. AI didn't get on the planet without human intervention. So all the stuff AI does, it stems from having a human in the loop. A human pressed that button and said render. A human pressed that button and said publish. But if the humans say, "Oh, this isn't really good," do you know how many songs I've deleted from Suno? I love Suno, but I've had to delete a number of songs because it just don't cut it. So when people demonize AI all around, it's just stupid. I mean, take a look at what AI has done, not only for healthcare, but for engineering. Let's not even look too far. Let's talk about coding. Let's talk about coding. I have to bring this up because a lot of people they forget that Without artificial intelligence, where would your the likes of your Siri and Alexa be these days? Anyway, let me get off that soapbox and let's jump back into what we were talking about. So I'm curious to know. Phoenix Benjamin says, Phil, this is my status. I own my indie label for over 30 years. Let's put Phoenix Benjamin's profile up here. Thank you for chatting in as always. I own my indie label for over 30 years, and now I've transformed my label to a hybrid label. That's what I'm talking about. I have my stuff and a couple of artists, and I've developed five, eight. Wow. Look, that is progressive thought. And I'm not saying everyone has to be like Phoenix Benjamin, but having an open mind is number one. A lot of people are very passionate without knowledge, passionate about no AI, but they don't know what really goes into creating AI music. It's quite tiresome creating great AI music. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many hours one has to spend not only getting the textual prompt right? A lot of people don't know that we actually use these things here, like a keyboard, to adjust your prompt. We use instruments, right? We use instruments to craft the prompt. We use a microphone to sing into the DAW and to craft what we do. I know a lot of people are not aware of that. So when you see Phoenix Benjamin saying five AI artists, do you know what goes into that? You have to model everything. You have to think about the style, the timbre, the tempo, the vocal texture, everything. The appearance, if you want to go all artistic and talk about the characters that you have to. Anyway, enough of that. You get the idea. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Mr. Good to see you on here. Let's see what Mr. said. Mr. said, I don't know, Phil. I think AI can possibly replace present day artists. Now, that's a very interesting food for thought because when you look at, we don't want to sound like we're being elitist, but turn on the radio and listen to what AI does and compare it to what humans do. Some humans, yeah, it's going to be a tough one to replace this one. But some artists, it just sounds, honestly, just sounds like what one of these record labels has churned out. So you bring up a very good point. Yeah. So that's a very good counter. I love that counter, Mister. Thank you for that. Hey Gary, how you doing? Gary's another musician. Gary said when electric guitar pedals and amps were released, were they fought against? Just a tool to create with. Were drum machines fought against? As he allowed non-drummers to create. I can't tell you how much hate people like me got for using drum machines way back. But the drummers got over it. What about the bass players? When a keyboardist is playing the bass line on with their left hand, Fidel, you know what I'm talking about? Because I know your keyboardist doubles as a horn guy and doubles as a bass guy. But back in the day, we would get a lot of hate. The keyboardists would get a lot of hate for playing the bass on the keys. Isn't that funny? uh, FJ776 says the people that I've been talking to have been voicing the concern that AI music should, at the very least, be in their own category. And I see their point, but it's going to be inevitable. Let me give you a quick demonstration about why that is inevitable. It's inevitable because when you are creating music, you do not dissociate the human from the composition. So it's going to be very hard to keep that status quo, except it's exclusively AI generated. Because, like on my site, philc.net, I have some musings of how artificial intelligence on a scale of 0 to 7 could be no AI to completely AI, no human, not even a human to press the prompt. AI just doing it all on their own. We're going to get to that point. So if it's that category of what I would call a level 7, which is human out of the loop, a whole human out of the loop, absolutely. But when it comes to, for example, if I create a banging track and I have Phoenix Benjamin sing on it, is a human singing, but I crafted a prompt using my artistic capabilities, crafting the music on the keyboard, putting it in a DAW, feeding it into a tool. So you have two humans behind the scenes and one in front, one behind the scenes. It's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? So I understand their argument, and I agree there should be some AI music that's categorized as such, and that will be the level 7, the human out of the loop. But where you begin to see a level 5 at least, and you can go to philc.net. Let me put that in the chat. For those of you who are wondering, if you go to philc.net, you'll be able to see my taxonomy that I use to categorize all this stuff. So let's go here, philc.net. You can check it out, but I think a level 5, similar to what, because I've heard Phoenix Benjamin's music without AI. The guy's bad without AI. Now, if you put it, AI should be scared of him. AI should be scared of him. AI should be scared of some people. But jokes apart, I think what we need is a lot of dialogue, a whole lot of dialogue. So thank you very much for these chats. I appreciate it. And Gary, moreover, says AI tools are just a tool. Personally, Suno helps with some things to give ideas, and my feeling is that I am refining the songs and hope to get real bands. Oh, that's a good one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Phoenix Benjamin says crossover is a key to a successful song. As being a pro Nashville musician, it's what's best for the song. Not that's true. That's a very, very good point indeed. I appreciate you. Thank you for sending all these great ideas. Now, going back into what we have to discuss today, oh dear, it's our friends at Universal again. What have they been up to? Well, if you go to the Universal site, you'll discover that they haven't just been dabbling into the land of Udio. They haven't been dabbling. They've now linked up with Stability AI. Let's see what they've been up to. This was published on the 30th of October, and it snuck by us because we're so caught up in arms about the Udio thing. But it says UMG, the world leader in music based entertainment, and Stability AI, the leading independent multimodal generative AI company, today announced a strategic alliance to develop next generation professional music creation tools powered by responsibly trained generative AI and built to support the creative process of artists, producers, and songwriters. I want to debate that UMG has gone rogue. UMG has left his little buddies behind, all the other record labels, and it's done a preemptive strike. This is quite concerning from the perspective of those labels, but do I begrudge UMG? I don't. I don't begrudge UMG because this is the way the world is progressing technology wise. If you miss a beat and you're late in implementing these things, or even just remotely considering it, it's curtains for you. You know how much investor money these guys are playing with? They can't afford to be left behind. So while we might criticize and laugh at them, and like me saying they've drunk the Kool-Aid, and honestly, it's the right thing to do from a responsibility standpoint, from a fiduciary standpoint. How do you have investors pouring millions and millions of dollars to your company and you're not focused on technology moving you forward? Then you're dead in the water. You're finished. So I know I joke about this, but I don't blame them for going down this path. By centering artists in the development process, the collaboration will prioritize feedback from the creative community to guide the creation of fully licensed, commercially safe AI music tools, advancing responsible innovation that supports both artists and right holders while preserving the integrity of the art form. So, I mean, these guys are playing wide, they're playing across, they're probably going to play the long game, and that's why they have an alliance with Udio and now Stability AI. Now, interestingly enough, when you go over to Stability AI's website, you see that Stability AI and EA, right? EA, the big gaming company, partnered to empower artists, designers, and developers to reimagine game development. So these guys, they are all across the board. If you've been in gaming, you know electronic arts, the big ones, they are all coming out to partner because not one company has all the answers. Now, with that said, I was pleasantly surprised when I tried 11 Labs music today. I could not believe how far they've come. 11 Labs music sounding as good, almost as good as producer AI and Toonie. Punchy tracks, heavy hitting. I couldn't believe it. So everyone is dusting up the cobwebs off their records and their ideas of what music is, and they are pivoting, and I do not blame them. So that's universal and stability. Now, another very interesting article that I discovered as I was preparing for today, and I put all of these in the chat. It talks about all of these artists: Grimes, Taryn Southern, Arca. These are artists who are known in their own realm, but they're all beginning to embrace the idea. Yacht is another one, beginning to embrace the idea of artificial intelligence. These are established artists. And did you know that even the Beatles, right? Paul McCartney. Gotta love Paul McCartney for stepping up and using AI to bring a lost John Lennon demo back to life. Give me a break. If Sir John Paul is using this stuff for the work of his buddy John, are you kidding me? You're criticizing people for using AI, but the big dogs, come on now, you know how big the Beatles are. If Paul could look at using AI to bring a lost John Lennon demo back to life, then what's all the fuss? Now, he's been very vocal about fairness in AI. He's not saying throw out the baby with the bathwater, but while producing a Beatles documentary, he found a rough recording with John's vocals buried in the mix. AI separated John's voice, allowing Paul and Ringo Starr to complete the song now and then. This technology offered a chance to finish a piece they started years ago. Now, let's not go into this gentleman who's on the screen. I think with Sir Paul, I'm going to rest my case because if the criticism was, you talentless scum, you got no talent, no wonder you're using AI, you knucklehead, you nitwit. Okay. Go tell that to any of the people that I've featured tonight, right? Go tell that to Dallas. Go tell that to Sir Paul. You see where you land. Go tell that to Jordan. And talking about the younger generation, I don't know if you know this young lady on the screen, but this is Mohini Day. Awesome bass player. She's been featured on Rick Beato's channel. She is a beast on the bass. She is scary on the bass. Now, when she came out with this video to promote using Suno as a tool, she says Suno is just a tool, and that's exactly how it should be seen. It is not a replacement for your mind, creativity, or musical vocabulary. Let's get this full screen. The real magic still comes from the hours you put into practicing your instrument, developing your ear, and shaping your unique ideas. Without that foundation, no tool in the world can create something that truly feels like you. Thank you, my sister. She got the memo. She got the memo. Think of it as a practice partner, something that can help you explore new directions, save time, or spark an idea, but it will never replace the discipline of sitting down with your craft, refining your skills, and learning to express yourself through your own hands and mind. The human element, the imagination, the choices, the imperfections, the intentionality is irreplaceable. Tools can support us, but they cannot define us. Use them smartly, but never stop practicing, never stop listening, never stop growing. This is not a shortcut. Suno won't teach your fingers to move. It won't give you phrasing, and it definitely won't build that deeper connection. She preaching. She preaching here. But it can be a great practice tool, like a partner that helps you explore new directions, experiment with ideas faster, or just jam along in ways that keep you inspired. That's the sermon for the night, my friends. Mohini knows what she's talking about. All the trolls who came out in droves saying, "You've been paid. You've been paid." Some of them are positive, but some of them are very, very negative. "You've been paid." Oh, okay. Some of these are actually positive uh, comments. So I'm happy to see the tide was changing because when it came out, it said, "Oh, you've been paid by Suno. You've been brainwashed," and all sorts of nonsense. So we need to change the narrative, my friends. As musicians, we need to start looking at these big names that I've mentioned: Sir Paul, Dallas Austin, Mohini Day, Jordan Rudess, Grimes. I didn't talk about Grimes. Let's get Grimes up on the screen. Let's get Grimes up on the screen. Come on, come on, come on. Let's talk about Grimes for a second because I like her philosophy. So that's Grimes. And I have a link to what she's saying, like here on TikTok. But she's saying she's open to the idea of exploring artificial intelligence in music. She said, as long as I give you the permission to use my voice, go ahead and use it. Let's share profits 50-50. That is a progressive mindset. Progressive mindset. Awakening Soul, good to see you. He says Mohini is a phenom bass player. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So let's see. Mr. said greedy record labels are the reason why AI is taking over music. That's true. It's true. If only people stop being scared of AI, stop being greedy, and let's get together and discuss, have open dialogue, we will find a way forward. You Metalin, thank you for coming through. Yumi Talon says the only thing that the real artists and labels do. Oh, and thank you for all your comments. I've been seeing your comments on the videos. Complain about music industry's poor creativity. However, when it comes to AI, music's ability or creativity, they are all against it. Yes, it is indeed a paradox. So, my friends, we need to do a lot more. We need to keep spreading the message, keep spreading the word that AI is not going to take over. It can be used to collaborate. And honestly, I think AI, is calling us out. Phoenix Benjamin says, it's only sloppy if you don't have talent. It's true. And honestly, I feel AI, sometimes I'm listening, I'm like, wow, did you just challenge me, Suno? Did you just challenge me to a duel? And then I go dust up my keyboard and I let it have it. And a lot of my music, when I really get into it, I'm not gonna let Suno just stop at what it gave me. I'm gonna record multiple other instruments on top. So don't let anyone deceive you saying AI music is lazy. It's a cop out. It's actually a great challenge for the progressive minds. Okay. And that pretty much is the message that I had for today. I really don't want to take too much of your time because I know it's nighttime for some of you, like KP, right on the East Coast. For FGAR 1776, for us, it's what, 10, but it's getting late for Phoenix Benjamin. I know it's late out there in Florida. So I appreciate you coming through. It's just past midnight. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see if we got any other chats in. Yeah, we didn't get any other chats. So normally I would have taken you for a quick run in Suno or one of those tools. But what I have coming up after this, and I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it because I'm about to go not live, but have a premiere. And the premiere is going to highlight 6 tools. And I'm not sure if you've used all these 6 tools that I'm going to be showing, but I'm going to be showing Suno. I actually just remembered I didn't. Udio didn't make the cut. Oh my goodness. And it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. I'm sorry. Sorry, Udio. Or maybe sorry, not sorry. But it's funny. Out of sight is out of mind because Udio has been one of the most infamous AI companies ever that I wasn't even thinking about them when I put together my list of 6 AI tools that everybody should know. Oh dear, this is hilarious. Have you folks downloaded all your stuff from Udio? You got it all downloaded? I hope you have. But we're about to jump into, like I said, a premiere. I'm gonna put the link in the chat because we are going into this next segment right away. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to join us. Okay, let me put the link in the chat and just hop off this stream. The premiere, of course, as you know, usual style is a pre-record, but I think it will be food for thought. I'm featuring Murica just briefly, Toonie, Producer AI, Suno, Sonalto, and who else? I can't remember, but you see it. But anyway, there's the link right there at the bottom. Okay, let's see who else came through. No, I'm not from South Africa. Born in London, living in the United States. If anyone can suggest an MP3 to guitar chord analyzer, thank you for keeping the chats going. Thank you, Umitalin. I appreciate that. Let's see who else. Ken, how you doing, Ken? Ken says 5 a.m. in Ireland. Thank you for joining so early in the morning. How you doing, Miami Blues? Good to see you. Good to see you coming through. How was your gig last weekend? Let me know how your gig was. You got all your stuff from Udio? Awesome. Awesome. And canceled your subscription. I don't begrudge you. I don't begrudge you for doing that. A lot of people have canceled. A lot of people are very unimpressed. Udio they need to do some real, you know, strategic thing because as you can see, UMG isn't just playing with Udio. UMG is playing far and wide, and they got the bandwidth to do that. They got the resources, so it seems like Udio is just one of the companies. Basically, UMG is looking to strike its Shylock deal. I don't know if it's fair to call it a Shylock deal, but knowing how they roll, they're looking to strike their deal with all of these AI companies, and they're coming for them one by one. Hits AI is another one, right? Moises, all of them. I know UMG is coming for all of them, but I'm just hoping that Suno stays the course. I've told Suno, don't fold, don't bend, keep fighting. I went into Suno. Let me bring this up because this is important. I know I said I wasn't going to take any more time, and I know the premiere is pretty much started, but I just wanted you to know this. Let me share it right quick, and then I'll let everybody jump off. um I got to show you this because it is important. If you were like me and you had gone into Suno prior, Suno Studio, I just wanted to let you know that version 1.1 is now in operation. And when I went in there, I got some slightly better results than the very first time. Because I know some of you've heard my critique about Studio. It wasn't that great, but now it seems to better align the generated stems. It's still not 100%. I'll kind of rate it at a 60, but it's definitely a lot closer than when we initially started playing with it. All right. Okay, my friends. Oh, you got paid. That's funny. You got paid for the gig. Okay. Always good to see you on here, my friends. Ah, I see our friend, Mr. AI Digital Art. Welcome, welcome. Drop me a comment. What do you think about the use of AI in digital art? Now, with a name like that, I know what you're going to tell me, but what have you been hearing on the boards? Are people buying this thing, using AI for the digital arts? I think people are a little bit more receptive from what I'm seeing. Maybe a little bit more receptive. AI storyteller, how you doing? Good to see you coming through today. I see AI as a tool that helps me write lyrics, and I see Suno as that's a good way of looking at it. Absolutely, yeah, yeah. You got to look at it that way. And Mr. AI Digital Art says, yes, they are. There's a lot of resistance and a lot of Puritan thinking. Off with them. I don't want I don't want to say something that gets this stream stricken by the use of old English, but you know what they used to say in medieval times. They'd call you I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, my friends, it's time for us to jump off. Join me on the next one. We are going into this one. As soon as we get off from here, the idea is to just quietly blend into the next thing. Does anybody have any questions or any concerns or any other topics for discussion that I might have missed? Because, when we come together like this, it's like a potluck. We're supposed to share what have you heard, latest and greatest in industry, um, what's new, and all that good stuff. So I would love for you to share anything that is a major concern, any of those what's new or questions. Is there anyone who's new to the world of AI music and you have questions that you want any of us here to answer? Because a lot of the folks on this call, I just tell you, they are very proficient with the use of all these AI tools. Chat into me the tools that you folks use other than Suno. I know lots of you are Suno. Lots, lots of you are former Udio alumni, which you're not very proud of. But other than that, which other tools do you use? I know Miami Blues is a Toonie guy, and I appreciate you exposing us to the world of Toonie. What else? What else? What else? What else? Any other tools? Oh, you have a new release. Congratulations, KP. That is awesome. Awesome. Good deal. All right. Well, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to respect your time. Those of you who need to jump into bed, thank you. Awakening Soul says getting into tuning. Oh, and 11 labs. Nice. Okay. Some of you are getting into the land of Toonie. That's good. Good, good, good. Okay. Well, I will keep bringing you the latest and greatest. In this next one, we're going to jump into now. We're going to see me working with Suno and a bunch of others. All right. Thank you all very much. I'll see you on that next premiere. All right. Bye for now. Thank you all very much.